Welcome back, everybody. This is Grace, and we're back on the From Scratch, From Nothing account. So, for anyone who forgot, we're running a Strength Beastmaster. Currently, we don't have that many beasts, that many weapons, that many armors, that many shields, anything. And today, we're going to try and start that, to fix that problem. But first, I'm going to grab a new temporary fire weapon, just for fun, because, you know, it's adders. Kind of fun and different than the more modern one. But now that we have a fire weapon, what I'm actually going to do is travel to somewhere you might not expect to get some more gear. Now, for those of you who might not remember, currently we have a darkness armor, a light armor, and a fire armor. We have a neutral armor as well in the no drop. We also have a earth shield and a light shield. We don't have a fire shield or a dark shield. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a dark and a fire shield in one. And the way we're going to do that is the Hunt for Hollow quest, which has only fire and dark monsters, which gives us the Cerberus ward weapon. Now, we technically die in this quest, but it's not actually that we die, it's that we go to the boatman. So it doesn't really count as death. Well, I'm not going to count it as death. My HP didn't go to 0. Also, I just realized my camera's in the wrong spot. Let me fix that. Okay, should be good now. And this is the quest. I kind of skipped through the dialogue because I forgot, but basically Hollow died as a result of, I forget who killed him. I think it was the Anti-Guardian? I don't know. Who remembers? But the path to Hollow's Forge is straightforward from here. Follow this trail until you reach the top of the mountain. Oh, and try not to fall to the demons that dwell here. And we convinced the boatman to take us into the underworld because we're goated like that, apparently. Supreme Overlord's Dynasty. Oh, and again, I have the basic fist and the invisibility cloak just to take screenshots. It's not actually helping me out at all. But all of these monsters are weak to either ice or light, and luckily we got the Lycan Slasher, so we should be all set to manage that. Except that I forgot that after he hits with fire and burns you, he starts attacking with dark. So let's get the old Buffon Souvenir Snow Globe. And oh, we'll mana drain him first, why not? But should be some pretty easy fights. I've got the healing pet if I need. He's not going to be doing that much damage in the dark setup. The only annoying thing is, I think I'm going to be switching between dark and light damage. So I'll do about half damage, but luckily the good thing is they don't have a high negative dark resistance. They just have a slight negative dark resistance. So yeah, should be some not quick, but not super slow kills to get this Dark and Fire Shield, and then I'll be a little more comfortable defending myself against other monsters. Also, I think I've mentioned it before, but this weapon's special attack, once it drains the mana, damages the HP. Not a super great weapon, but definitely serviceable for my purposes. So I've been doing some other stuff over the last little while. I've been testing out some stuff with the friendship bracelet, which I'll eventually release a video on. But the main thing is, yeah, no, I think it just lifestealed me. Let's check the battle log. The special attack, once you get below a certain amount of HP, yeah, healed 252 HP. Very nice. Same there, I think. Yeah, either way. I've been checking out stuff with the friendship bracelet, which is like an archaic item, but it has a couple good uses. One, it's a misc that gives you 50 charisma and nothing else, so it's super cheap. It's like, I think 18 SP, 17 SP. 3 dark heads, damn. 17 or 18 SP, so really cheap, which is nice. And then second, it also compresses 3 guests, so it can give you, I think, an earth guest, a fire guest, and are we not going to kill this guy? Jeez, dude. Here, what I'll do is I'll switch to Supreme Overlord's Dynasty here. Should be fine. But anyways, it gives you 3 guests all in one slot, which can be pretty nice. Okay, we're set ablaze. Back to Seal of Primal Shadows. It's gonna be a little slow, but that's fine. But it compresses 3 guests, which is quite nice. I'll use Retro Twilly here, or will I use Nightbane Claw Club? Yeah, let's use Nightbane's Claw Club actually. Do a little bit of damage while we're killing him. Don't think I need the yeah, there we go. What am I saying? It compresses 3 guests. It's a super cheap charisma drive. And I actually don't want him on the damage mode. I want him on the lifesteal mode. There we go. But it's a super cheap charisma drive and 3 guests, which is nice. But it also has a mechanic where the account that earned the friendship bracelet gets 5% of the XP and gold that the account that plays earns. So what that means is, let's say you have an account and it's level 50. If you play on the account that you sent the friend invite to, every time that account earns XP or gold, you get 5% of that to a limit. It's set to a quarter of your daily cap. But I've been testing stuff out with that and trying to figure out exactly how it works, because it does work, but I'm not sure if it works in a super simple linear way, or if you have multiple accounts, what happens, or if the cap actually functions correctly. So I'm going to be testing it out to see what I can do with it, and I'll eventually make a video on that. But I've also been trying to figure out if you can sneak that XP into Warp Force somehow, because Warp Force and Adventure Quests share the same account, kinda. I don't know exactly how it works. But I would assume if you could get that XP into Warp Force, it would be a really good leveling method, because currently in Warp Force there's like no actually good XP grinding. It's like it's stuck in the 2012 XP grinding meta, where you kill the same monster like 500 times and you get half a level, which to be fair is how it used to be, but you know, I'd prefer something a little more expedited if I'm going to take on Warp Force without potions, you know, with all that trashy gear with old special standards and monster buffs since the last came out. So anyways, long story short is, let's see, this guy attacks with fire on his SP attack, right? Forget what he does. I think he attacks with fire, but what we'll do is we'll use the Darkness Defensive Mist just in case. There we go. But so eventually I might investigate Warp Force more directly. Yeah, he does attack with fire, okay. So back to Seal of Primal Shadows. Oh, this guy has minus 100 dark, so we're gonna be doing unfortunately low damage. You know, in fact, we're gonna be doing low enough that I might just use the Retro Golden FSB because he's a demon. So we'll have 2/3 of our light res applied to dark resistance, I think. Let's just see how the damage is. Does it look sustainable, or is it a little bit iffy? Oh, that's so fine. That's peanuts. We're good. Yeah, but anyways, I might explore Warp Force a little bit. Also, I've been trying to figure out how I want to redo the Yulgar only series, because I started out my channel pretty much making videos on that series, and the guides all work, but some of them aren't quite up to the quality I'd like. And the stat revamp kind of changed things. Like, I think, I'm trying to remember if my first couple guides were before they changed dex to not be universal accuracy. I don't know for sure, I can't remember, I'd have to go check, but obviously that's a huge change. And then obviously, being able to use pets and guests on strength and int accounts is a huge change. And then obviously, FD armors being wildly OP now, relative, if you're just doing a basic damaging setup, relative to their FO and neutral counterparts is a big change. Because, you know, Rangers get that extra 15% damage, and Warriors get Warrior Lean plus that extra 10% damage. So there's a lot of things that have changed, and I want to redo some of those guides, make sure they're quality, make sure they're good enough to last a long time. Also, I've been able to I've been able to have some people investigate some bosses for me and figure out their exact specific mechanics and the exact numbers on how they work, which is awesome. Been very kind to them for spending the time. But I want to put those types of information in as well into those guides, because like, for example, War-Torn Carnage, my initial guide for him, I was using a one-hit armor and a one-hit pet and guest, I think. I don't remember exactly, but something along those lines. And what I didn't realize is that not only does the boss count the hits against you and your hits against him, but he also counts pets and guests, and he also counts healing and dot damage. So my guide doesn't really account for that, and someone might use Fairy Godmother, get 3 hits each time, ramp his damage even higher. I'm talking about a super specific boss, by the way. If you don't know how his damage ramps, basically the more hits there are compared to misses, the higher his damage ramps, and it can like double really quickly. But anyways, the old guide doesn't account for stuff like that, so I think making a new guide would be pretty beneficial, and I actually do have it made. I just haven't uploaded it because I want to save it for a rainy day when I'm not making uploads. That being said, I haven't uploaded in like a week, I think, so I probably could have uploaded it this week, but whatever. I'm doing this for fun, I'm not doing it for systematic organizational skills or whatever. Anyways, though, those are kind of some things I've been working on in the background, and also I spent a lot of time in Lazy Quest because, to be honest, gold farming was a big part of the reason I was playing this account so slowly. Like, killing the armor golem gets a little boring, gets a little tiring at times. So yeah, I didn't really want to grind gold, so I didn't really want to like have the gold to buy the items. But now I've got the gold, so I can do whatever I want for at least 600 million worth, which is a significant portion. Let's see, darkness, water, ice. Ooh. Earth is 50. Light is 0. So if I attack him with this dark weapon, that'll be like 70, because it'll hit with dark and light evenly, I think. That's not so bad. I'll keep the Nightbane guest going because, or it'll always be dark. Wait a minute. No, I think I just got lucky. But I'm going to keep the Nightbane guest out because this guy does hit pretty hard, particularly with that SP attack. Yeah, it does hit with light, okay. Oh, is it all or nothing? I actually didn't know that, or I wasn't paying attention at least. Maybe I knew and forgot. But it seems like once it hits with an element, it hits with that element the whole turn. Mildly interesting. And then also, I'm currently, another thing I'm working on in the background is an adventurer no-house leveling guide. I pretty much have figured out the route, and some people might think it's cringe, but nothing is more cringe than Draketh, in my humble opinion. So I think we'll take it and call it good enough. I think I am gonna want my retro Twilly pet out for this fight. Just for a little more sustain. I don't like to keep him out because his animation time is so slow, but salamanders are a tricky fight, so I'll keep him out. But I've been working on the adventurer leveling guide, and basically, through I made a video on it, but through a whole random series of coincidences, I learned that Xerxes is a guaranteed level 140 fight that you can access at any level. And his HP is a lot lower than it used to be, partly due to the stat revamp, partly due to, I don't know. But either way, he's totally beatable with Kindred. And so you do have to use Kindred, but I mean, free-to-play adventures, like, you have to kill Drakath, the Shadow Dragon, so many times to level. So I really think the Kindred method is an improvement, even though you have to go out of your way to get Kindred and a couple other items. I think it's a real time save and just less mind-numbing than killing the same monster 300 times. Probably more than that, honestly, to get from like level, what, 35 to level 84? Isn't that the current recommendation for no house farming? Anyways, so I've been figuring out that and optimizing it, and now I'm actually at the time of when I'm playing this level, this quest. I'm actually halfway through recording it. I got my adventure account to level 38, fresh account by the way, no alt help or anything. But I got it to level 38. It's got all the gear minus Kindred that it needs, and so I'll just have to grind out like 7 more levels, do the Kindred quest, and we should be good to go, which is exciting. And I do want to optimize the housing leveling guide too, because I think there's a lot of methods that are like just better than what is currently out there publicized. Just like not hugely better. It's like killing the same monsters like Nerf Kitten, Were Dragon, Shadow Rock, and all that. But there's just easier ways to do it, or less hassle ways to do it from a lower level. And I really think that should get that out and publicized so it's easier for people. At the end of the day, like, you still skip through the levels in like 2 days, so not a huge deal, but something I've been working on. Okay. This salamander is taking a way longer time than I expected, so I think I'll speed up the rest of this clip, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get to Cerberus, the boss. Okay, we made it back. We finally made it through those beefy mobs. Hollow, I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever find you. The Chosen? But how? Jess and my son, are they alright? I miss them so much. I delivered the news personally, of your demise to Jess. She has been inconsolable. Those wretched creatures, they will all pay dearly. I will slay every demon between here and my family. I've kept myself hardy and not fallen into despair, waiting for the opportunity to present itself. These blasted chains. I've tried everything to break their hold on. Oh, I should have the sound effect on. Hold on. What was that? I was getting to that part. That would be the beast that had been tasked with making sure I did not escape. I affectionately refer to it as Dirtbag, but I believe its actual name is Cerberus. Some people say Cerberus. I can't be bothered. Were I able, I would put my boot through its skull. However, these chains have been imbued with some kind of demonic power and will not relent. Before any kind of rescue can be attempted, you must defeat Cerberus, the Chosen. You can count on me. I have not come this far to leave without you, Hollow. Give it one from me. Okay, so here we are with Cerberus. The main thing in this guy is he hits with fire and dark at the same time, so he can kind of mess you up that way. I'm turning off the sound effects though, because I simply cannot deal. The way we're going to manage that is we're going to use a dark defensive misc in our fire armor, and we're just going to hit him for light damage. He's got 200 to light. Should be a pretty okay battle. Also, some fun AQ history. This guy used to be super laggy, animation-wise. Like, he used to lag your whole screen. But Anim, one of my favorite devs, one of my top 5 AQ devs. It's a little joke. There are only 5 AQ devs, but I do. Anim's awesome. Love chatting with the homie. Love looking at his work. Anim managed to figure out how it was lagging and made it a lot less laggy. So as you can see, I'm getting full FPS. Although I pretty much always get full FPS nowadays, anyways. But anyways, thanks to Anna for making this fight a lot more bearable. And this fight is really cool. I do love that he's got 3 heads. I don't know, he doesn't seem to have an SP attack, but I could have sworn he did. Maybe he had a mana attack and I wiped it out. Either way, not a big deal. But this animation, actually, that you can see he's breathing out is, I think, the animation for the Cerberus Hammer special attack, 20 proc, and also the animation for the Cerberus Tome efficient spell, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite be sure, I don't remember exactly, but they reused the animation for the weapon and the tome you can get. I'll talk about the items when we get there, but again, I'm just admiring this guy. This was made, what, 2017? 2016? He looks sweet. I mean, like, a lot of games came out in 2016, but for Adventure Quest, absolutely sweet. But yeah, so because he attacks with 2 elements, he deals reduced damage. That's just how, like, you know, the game works. If something hits with 2 different elements, it takes a penalty to its damage because of that. So even though I have a non-dark armor and no fire shield, I'm managing the damage just fine. So yeah, should be a pretty smooth fight. We're almost done here. I'm going to take away the pet so that he doesn't take up my action time. Or he doesn't take up my time with this animation. But yeah, should be pretty good. I think I like a lot of these demon quests have only fire and dark monsters. So especially after we get this Cerberus Ward shield, should be super easy to manage these quests if I want to get other items from the quest line. Or, do you have a recommendation for an item to get? Maybe even the Cerberus Ward or Cerberus Hammer. It's not called that, it's called Cerberus Fury or something. We'll see in a second here. Maybe if you want me to grab the hammer, I'll come do this quest again. But I don't really want the hammer because I have more interesting fire weapon planned. Of course, now let's get these chains off you and back into the overworld. I'm afraid it's not that simple. After I was chained here, the key was given to a massive creature called the Underworm. The key now rests inside the beast. Big boy has the key, eh? Well, nothing I haven't dealt with before. Point me in this Underworm's direction. This beast is unlike anything you have faced before. The Chosen. Teeth the size of mountains. It dwarfs even the mighty Karnax. I was about to say, no way it's bigger than Karnax. Apparently it's bigger than Karnax. How am I supposed to defeat such a beast? You will not be able to attack it directly, but there may be a way to attack it from the inside. Why do I have a feeling I'm not about to like this plan? The Underworm isn't terribly bright. Easily taunted, quick to anger. If you could frustrate the beast, there is a good chance it will eat you. What's the chances of that working? We are betting that this creature swallows me whole? What if it chews me up? Even if it did chew on you, due to the size, I'm sure you would be lodged in its teeth before any real harm. Comforting, very comforting, Hollow. How do I taunt something that large? Grab one of the collars from Cerberus and throw it into the abyss. I'm sure that will get your point across and draw the beast out. You have never steered me wrong as long as I've known you, so I will trust your judgment now. Where is this Underworm? Another valley over. We are quite near the heart of the underworld. That is where the Underworm's lair is. Before you go, I have some gear that may aid you on your journey. Oh, okay. And that's the lore reason for why we get the weapon. So we're going to be buying the Cerberus Ward. Totally determined to lock it in here. I like to organize my items by element. So I put fire and then water, wind, ice, earth, and then light. But we're going to buy that item, and then we're going to take a look at the weapons. So Cerberus Fury, the hammer is, it LE seeks between fire and dark, and it has a 20 proc special. It does not, I don't remember it looking like that in game, but it's been a while since I've used it. The Tome of Cerberus has an efficient spell, a full damage spell, and a chi shield. The chi shield is absolutely nuts, crazy strong, crazy powerful, very strong mechanic. The efficient spell and the normal spell are fine, but they attack with 2 elements, so most people don't like to use it. Also, because it does fire and dark, it competes with Necromancer, which does dark. So, not a lot of reasons to buy it. But with that being said, I do have some other weapons planned for fire and for darkness, so don't think I'm going to be picking that up anytime soon. Thanks, Hollow. Now to hope that this Underworm likes New Age Warrior flavored snacks. I think we see here. Well, this looks abyssy enough. I think I'm seriously going to consider a vacation after this. Wonder how long this takes. Yeah, so he's a big boy. Who would set their wit wait a minute. Who would set their wit to so foolish a task? Look upon thy death and tremble. This is crazy. Down here, you wretched creature. I've slain Cerberus, and you are next. As flies to wanton boys are thee to the deities. That's a bit of an odd sentence. Am I crazy for that? Flies to wanton boy? I don't know. All I hear are excuses, vile worm. I must say that you are the largest coward I've ever seen. Speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter my ears. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. Oh, I think it's in iambic pentameter. Speak to me no more. These words like daggers. Nope, it's not. Unquiet meals make ill. Wait a minute, maybe it is. Unquiet meals, that's 4. Make ill, 6. Digestions. Nope. It's not iambic pentameter, it's just a funky writing. I'm too deep in it. And it reopens the shop in case you forgot here. Nothing I'm too interested in, so we'll leave. And next up we're getting an item requested by Redrain. That's the name, Redrain. Common misconception is it's Red Rain. It's a misconception, it's Redrain. We are going to be doing... Let's see. I don't know which one we're going to be doing, but it's one of these quests, and we're going to get the Frogzard Hunter armor, which is a triple compression, wind, earth, and water armor, if I recall correctly. So let's see which one it actually is. Alright, so we're back, and I researched, and we're going to part 3. Good day, mate. Join me on an expedition to see Zards in their native environment and meet the Zardmaster. Now, some people have told me I had a killer Australian accent. I had the good fortune, in my youth, my younger days, to spend a bit of time in Australia, and when I was there I got really good at the accent. But it has been a long ass time since then, so I don't know how good it would be now. But we are going to be revisiting the Zardmaster in the future, so if you want to hear the Australian accent, let me know. It might make the video unwatchable, fair warning, but I'm down to do it. I'm down to have a laugh, have some fun. Anyways, the Frogzard Hunter hands you a letter from someone named Nilia. She explains she has information that may lead to the Zardmaster's location, but she needs to see you in person. Thanks for meeting me here. I knew I could trust you. Listen, there's someone called Galore that you need to see. He's in the Orhag Swamp. Oh, whoops, I missed that. He's in the Dwarven Mountains. How do you know that Galore knows what you say he knows? Let's just say I have a way with others. My charisma is maxed. Alright. Squawk! Windzard, I guess. Watch out. What in the name of Akraloth's beard was that? He moved so fast I could barely see it. It must have been one of those mutant Zards. I need to hurry to Orhag Swamp before this, and find this Galore before these new Zards can strike again. Although you move quickly, you are unable to outrace Nightfall, and Orhag Swamp is... Oh, what the... Didn't even have time to read that. Anyways. Eek, this place gives me the creeps, even more than Granamore Territory. Undead I can deal with. It's buzzing, slithering, sliming things that bug me the most. Skeeter. Oh, okay. So, this quest is going to be tricky. I actually don't know if I can do it with my current gear setup, because Zard quests in general have a lot of different monster elements. But these... Oh, 46 wind. Somehow. On Retro Golden. We'd love to see it. Actually, I did know that because I was looking at Retro Golden as a potential compression option to deal with Bun Banneret. So Retro Golden has good wind resistance. Let's see what we have to attack with. Fire, energy, or ice. Got the Fangmaw Axe. Earth's okay. I don't know if I'll need the guest or not, but let's use the guest. I'm not using the SP for anything else this fight, so we'll use the guest and Fangmaw Axe. So this weapon, I'm pretty sure, is on Modern Standard. Oh! I dropped something. Don't know if y'all could hear that, but it's okay. Is my keyboard okay? Yeah, it's fine. I don't know if the special proc is on Modern Standards, but the basic attack is like close enough to Modern Standards that can't really tell the difference. There's no reason to use it over the Guardian Claw that I was using before, but just wanted some variety, spice it up a little bit. Now we have 2 temporary fire close to 0 procs. Well, this one's a 20 proc or something, but wait, is it a 2 proc? 64 to proc their weapon special. 2. Did I see that correctly? Oh my gosh. Let me check the info subs. Hold on. This is funny. Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at, but the damage for the special, according to this, it's 6 hits. It's fire, and the damage is something, some numbers, and then times 5,000. So maybe it is meant to be a 2 proc. In which case I hope we hit it so that I can see it happen. But yes, no better mosquito repellent than my fiery determination. Funny, I was using a fire weapon. That wasn't very nice of you to kill my pet. Hey, Swamp Troll! Hello? I'm sure we can talk this over. Swamp Trog. I think, does this guy have 500 strength? No. There's an old version of this guy that looks like he has, that looks a little bit like this guy. He's like way older though. But he also has really high strength. Let's read this one. Trogs come in many forms, and they are generally thought to be ill-conceived offshoots of humanity. Swamp Trogs are among the ugliest of these abominations, and are at home in humid, acid-filled bogs. Their baths are as effective as you'd expect. Low-key, acid does clean, like mild acid does clean people really well, so. stench of the Trog has dazed you. 62% chance! Oh no. That's actually killer, I'm not even gonna lie. It's probably based off earth resistance. But I don't have an earth armor, obviously. I mean, how's Supreme? 56, nuh-uh. Retro Golden Plate is no good either. Well, at least I could use the Strength Drive. Do a little more damage. Let's see how this goes. I've got the Sustain Pet and Gust, so should be okay, even if he does daze me every turn. Oh, well, 62%. I basically have a 1/3 chance of acting if he dazes me every turn. He's got no luck though, so it should be like 50-50 if I get dazed or not. Yeah. Well, I'm guessing it'll be about 50-50. Who knows what's going on in the back end. I'll actually check that out later, see if I know anyone who knows. But yeah, so should be okay to take this guy down. I was a little nervous from that stun, but should be okay. Probably. Hopefully. And we've got Lucky Breaks too, and Endurance, so yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. Alright, but yeah. So, again, like, even an Earth monster, which I have some coverage for, all these monsters are a little trickier than they'd normally be in a normal setting. And I actually haven't looked. I tried not to look ahead at the quest, just to make it a little more exciting. Maybe I'll have to go and get a new piece of gear to even beat this quest. We'll see. But I actually don't know what's coming, so kind of looking forward to it. Bit of surprises here and there. But yeah, there's a monster who looks like this. I'll put a picture of him on screen. And that guy has 500 strength. And so back in the day, he used to be inaccurate, but do a lot of damage. But now, because of the stat revamp, he is really accurate and does a ton of damage with his attacks. Kind of like the Flibbity Gibbity. Flibbidiest Gibbidiest. That guy has like 500 dex. He's now super accurate and does a ton of damage. But the green guy is kind of like a randomly strong monster for just being a normal monster. But yeah, just mildly interesting stuff that happened as a result of stat changes. I think it's good, honestly. Adds spice to monster fights. Oh well, insects are kind of hard to get attached to. I've always liked leech rats more anyway. So cuddly and so cuddly and smell so good roasting. Slobbers. Shivers. Wow, really? Sorry for nearly beating you to a pulp just then, but I was wondering if you could help me find someone named Gabora? Haha, snort. That's me. I'm Gabora. They call me Gabora the Handsome around here, so what do you want? Clear skin? Is that a slur? You just call me a slur? Who knows? Nilia sent me here to find you. She's the sister of the famed Frogzard Hunter. For a while now, a new breed of Zards has been terrorizing the countryside. These Zards captured the Frogzard Hunter. Oh, I didn't know. And a short while ago captured Nilia as well. Nilia said that you know who or what is behind this. So, do you? You humans are crazy. Always looking to get yourselves into trouble. You got some nerve coming into my territory and asking for my help. But yes, Nilia was right. I do know. Nilia once saved me from a rabid Zarlath, so I guess I owe you humans something. The person behind this mess calls himself the Zardmaster. And it's no wonder. His given name is Dilwood Sackleberry. Is that the first time we learned his name? Interesting. He is a fallen mage's apprentice who has always believed that Zards and their kind should be the real rulers of lore, not you human types. Dilwood Sackleberry. Do you know where I can find him? Yes, I do, but it's suicide for you to go there. He's at the old Vorodak Temple in the coastal jungle, about 2 days' journeys east of here. I gotta get going. I can smell my burp burning in the oven. Oh, you spend 2 long days trekking to the swamps. At its edge, you can make out a silhouette of a temple rising up through the jungle. Barely enough time to read that, but that must be Vorodak Temple. It looks like a temple to the elemental lords, until recently anyway. Rumor has it that the temple lost its magical connection to the world, so high elemental priests found it useless as a place to call upon the energies. Oh, and here he is, Mr. Sackleberry. Energies that are useless to fools who fail to recognize the true lords of lore. The Zards. Zardmaster, or should I say, Dilwood, Sackleberry. What have you done with the Frogzard Hunter and Nilia? They await you in the sanctum of the temple, or what's left of them. You see, I left the fate up to my beautiful Super Zards, and now you shall face them all by yourself. Mwahahaha. Looks like I have some serious climbing to do. Me when I log on League of Legends and see that I'm silver again. I'm kidding, I placed in plat this season, not to flex or anything, but no, I enjoy League casually. Have a good time with some homies. I think we should be good. Oh yeah, we killed a ton of these in the actually the quest for the raid set, so should be just fine. But I will keep these guys on sustain mode. Just so the special proc should... Oh! Did y'all see that? It was a blink and you miss it situation. But unfortunately, it does not seem to have inherited that 5,000 damage twice in a row. I'm shook. That's crazy. Anyways, let me lean back in. Get locked in for this voice acting. I can't believe it. You survived. My poor, beautiful little Super Zards. Sniffle. Huff, huff. Give me a second. Literally me, because I've been talking too much and not drinking any water. There we go. Some of us didn't get up here on the back of a Zard. So true. Okay, I'm good. Wait, now where was I? Oh yes. Cry all you want, Zardmaster. You're next. Your plan to conquer the world is finished. We shall see about that. The Zards aren't all that I've been mutating. Come and get me. This guy hits with dark and energy, perhaps? Feel of Primal Shadows. Let's use should be good. Of course, because it's a boss, I'm gonna have him train, and I'm gonna have my pet active. But I don't think I need the Dark Mist at the moment. If it turns out he does energy damage too, I might... Well, I mean, we'll see what his SP attack does, but so far, we should be good. And just in case, I'll use a Dark Mist, but... I assume his SP attack is gonna be energy, and it might hit me pretty hard here. But we'll be okay to tank it at least once. Oh, fire and ice. Okay. Not what I remembered, but that's fine. You have a fire armor, and we'll just tank the ice hit. Yeah, this guy should be no sweat. I don't know if there's another fight after him. I think one of his modes surely does energy damage, like one version of him. Surely attacks with energy, but I don't know which mode that is, so... This guy should be a pretty quick defeat. I think I want to go for a generic damage boosting misc in the next episode, and I think I want it to be the Minotaur's Pride misc. Oh, there we go. Thank you, The Chosen. I couldn't take another minute of listening to the Zardmaster's incessant bambling. Crikey, me either, sis. Master of Zards, maybe, but master of cleaning up after Zards? No. These Super Zards make super messes, and I was always having to watch where I stepped, mate. Is there some way you can repay our friend here, brother? Why, sure. Let's make the Chosen an honorary Frogzard Hunter. I have a beaut of an armor that should be right up your alley, mate. Whew. Okay. Frogzard Hunter. The outfit of the League of Frogzard Hunters. Wear it with pride. Offers good water, wind, and earth resistance, as well as seeking attack against Zards. That will actually come in handy for one boss in Gwen's Gauntlet, which eventually I hope to complete. But as you can see, triple compression armor. No shininess on the armor aside from that. It just is triple compression. Let's see, this is going to be my water and wind armor, so it should go below fire. And then light below that. But let's look at the spells. Call Skeeter. Okay. So here's where we have to make a decision. This is an HP cost guest, which is kind of nice. But it's just an HP cost guest, and there's other good wind guests, like... Actually, I just took a look, and the only other guest I'd really used for wind is either the Mosquito, which is an ultra-rare GGB, or the Necromancer Ancestral Wraith, which is, of course, in the Necromancer armor, which I'm not going to be using. So I think Skeeter is actually going to be something I buy. Just going to do it. Lock it in. And then, of course, we've got the title, Frogzard Hunter. Crikey, don't think I want to run with this title. We'll look for a more interesting title in the future. But let's see, I bought the armor, right? Yep, I bought the armor. I bought the guest. Oh, wait a minute. That's our first spell. Kind of exciting. Yeah, so let's take the second to look over my coverage. Student's Robes doesn't really cover anything, but covers everything okay. Frogzard Hunter. Let's, the fire armor pretty much just covers fire, doesn't cover anything else too well. This armor covers light, wind, and energy pretty well. And now let's look at Frogzard Hunter. Let's check out the resistances. So water, wind, and earth extremely well. So now I have water defense, wind defense better than before, and earth defense perfectly because I have an earth shield. So I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's some pretty great progress. You know what? Let's look at the summon spells. These are all MP costs, so I don't want these. But let's just double check. Yeah, these are all MP costs, so I don't really want these. I could train Int later into the series, but I don't think so. And I'll just double check that the reward shop works correctly. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but why not? I'm pretty happy with the progress we made. We got a shield so I can actually defend against fire and dark completely. And we got this armor, which unlocked, first of all, complete earth defense. And second of all, it's effective, not ideal, but effective water and wind defense at 28 and 28. Which is pretty good. I think next episode, we're going to look on covering our pets and guests a little more, and maybe a new weapon element. I'm looking at most likely water, ice, or an energy weapon. So if you have any recommendations or silly weapons you'd like me to quest for of those elements, let me know. But yeah, I'd love some more recommendations since I'm running pretty low on item recommendations from the first episode and second episode. And of course there was a big gap in this one, so you know, that's kind of my fault, but it's what it is. Let me know what you want me to go and quest for, and I'll see what I can do. With that being said, let's do one turn of this thing. Oh, I hope this guy doesn't kill me. He did, what, 2k damage last turn? But yeah, as you can see, this guy doesn't drain SP, which is really useful. Oh! Okay, we're good. That was kind of scary, that I almost died to a 115 fire shifter I clicked by accident, but we made it out. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.